And I just broke my belt. What a great start to this episode. I can't believe that just happened.
The money. It
must
simply
be
must be
the money. Let's just finish breaking it. At that point, that's high entertainment value for you folks. We are back with another toilet wine. As you guys know by now, and if you don't, welcome to your first episode.
You ought to know by now.
I think that guy's having a heart attack.
Well, I'm hoping not.
We do this when Dylan cannot make it. And he always has some crazy
Wait a minute, Billy Joel set his obituary up so beautifully. There's no way he's not going to die of a heart attack.
Yeah, you already know by now.
Oh my God, sorry.
And the hearse will be a Cadillac.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it kind of has to be at that point. What are they going to be serving at the reception? Bottle of red. Bottle of white.
It's going to be at an Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
It has to be. He basically locked in his entire funeral during his catalog.
Good old piano man himself.
If you say goodbye to me tonight because I'm dead.
Anyways. We always do this when Dylan can't make it, and he always has some wacky reason. This one was a little disturbing because for the first time ever, Dylan no-showed.
Didn't even respond.
Got nothing out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hopefully he'll send us some messages or whatever when he gets back, and if he does, I'll be sure to insert that into the episode so you guys aren't worried. But he's an independent guy. He's an independent woman. He doesn't need no man. He don't take no orders from no man.
Yeah, it is October, his favorite month. So who knows what he's getting up to?
Maybe,
but we don't know. So we're just gonna soldier on and hope that he's okay.
But when we find out, we'll make sure that you find out.
Oh, Grandma plays the number. Oh, you just found that out? So, Joe, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, today we're diving into the deepest, darkest depths of the internet on a website that we've used in the past for research purposes. It's called X Videos. No, I'm just kidding. It's called Reddit. And we've done ones in the past, so we thought today that we'd look upon humanity as of course, after all, we are both human. I think we'll admit that. I don't know if Dylan is or not. He's not here, so we'll just say Dom and I are human. And to be human is to err. One of those old English sayings that's so annoying. But what it really means is we all make mistakes sometimes. And it's okay to admit that and learn from them and grow. And a lot of times, it's freaking hilarious when we make mistakes. So we're looking at the subreddit today, also known as Today I Fucked Up, or TIFU, for short.
Don't mind if TIFU.
Don't mind if TIFU. And so I'm going to read some of the stories people wrote on Reddit of the stories when today I fucked up, and they tell us why. And we're going to talk about it. Maybe we'll learn something from it. Maybe we'll joke around about it. Maybe we'll even give them some advice for the future. Maybe we'll take some advice ourselves from their stories and learn. But at the end of the episode, like I said, we're not perfect. We will also give a story of the time that we fucked up on that day. That day's not
certainly
today
will.
For me, luckily, but it is one time in the past. So we'll do that. But let's just get started for the first Today I Fucked Up. This one's a little bit of a lengthy one, but I promise you, even the ones that are long, they're worth the effort. I picked these. I handpicked these. These are not random. And of course, classic. I'll read the title first, and then we'll go from there.
As you must. I cannot wait to react even just to the titles.
Sure. All right. Well, let's react right now. And I'll just read Today I Fucked Up. Today I fucked up by trying to bang a goth baddie, and my wife found out. And I promise you, it's not going where you think it's going. If it's just about a guy cheating on his wife, that wouldn't be worth it for the podcast. But I got a better one than that.
She told me I had a hall pass. She didn't say it would be bad if it was her sister.
My wife's sister's a goth baddie, and I couldn't be more happy about it. Interesting you said hall pass, though. Let's see how this story goes. The way they type it's always annoying. 31-year-old male is the subject in the story who's writing about it. My 31-year-old male wife, who's 32-year-old female, and I are in a healthy, happy relationship. That said, we've been together since high school, so we both feel that we missed out a little by being each other's only sexual experiences. We talked about this at length and decided a few years ago that we're okay with having a few hall passes in our relationship, since we very much intend to stay together the rest of our lives and don't want any resentment over missed possibilities. This is like, if this is all true, this is like the perfect couple. How can you be together since high school, happily and healthily, and be giving each other free hall passes and being like, well, I want to fuck somebody else? I could not do that. I would just be like, we're breaking up. I have to fuck somebody else, so we're breaking up, and that's it. And we'll find each other in another life. But I can't imagine this is. I mean, if this is true, this is a solid couple. I'll see where it goes from there, though. That's only the beginning of the story. Plus, it's pretty rare that we could even find such an opportunity, as it is a little hard to find hookups when you are in a committed marriage and don't go out much. We even gave each other advice or advance approval in a case the situation arises, so long we're both safe about it and tell each other immediately afterwards. That means a spur of the moment. You don't even have to warn them. The hall pass is just you can fuck anyone who you want to in the moment.
As long as you tell me about it.
As long as you tell me about it afterwards, and I guess if you knew about it beforehand, you should tell them, but if you're not, that's pretty wild. So you don't have to be like, hey, I met this person, can I fuck them? It's like, I had a one-night stand last night, but I'm telling you about it, so it's fair. It's a very solid couple, I guess. We've both used one hall pass each, which is spelled HP, so it's not to be like they got hit by like bubble beam or something. Each with someone we knew well enough but would never see again, and no issues came out of it. In fact, it only made us more secure in our relationship and how much we genuinely appreciate being with each other. Isn't that cute?
Sounds like someone had bad sex.
Yeah. Well, they've known each other since high school. They probably know better than anyone how to get each other off since they haven't had sex with anybody for like 20 fucking years. Not 20 years, but at least 16 years. They're 32.
Yeah.
Which is, they've been together as long as they were alive before they met each other, at least, if not more. I don't normally get to travel for work, so I decided to make a trip out of it and spend a few extra days of my own time in the city after the project was done. My wife couldn't join because she didn't have any vacation time left, but was very supportive of me taking some time to explore, since I've never been to London, and she has. Being cheap and pretty outgoing guy, when I'm so inclined, I decided to stay in a hostel. And for our guests, hostels are like Airbnbs, but you're with a bunch of strangers in one room together, bunking up a lot of the time. Anyways, you're sharing a room with people you don't know, and it's cheaper. I was interested in meeting other travelers since I didn't know anyone in the city and loved being sociable with new people. I chatted with several people staying there, and in particular, a very attractive girl, French girl, mid-20s, who dressed super goth. For context, I love the goth look. I've been sucked into the goth GF propaganda online, much to the annoyance of my wife. It isn't her style, but she's since been nice enough to cater to me by putting on a sexy goth outfit on occasion, since she knows it's still a huge fantasy of mine. But I pester her constantly to be more goth because I enjoy it so much. Anyway, I ended up spending a little bit of time with the goth French baddie. We both went to the hostel's happy hour and hit it off there. I found out that she was recently single and was in London for an art show. It turned out we both are into emo music. You could have probably figured that out.
Wow. Shocker.
And we talked about our favorite bands. Interesting he's into emo music. Definitely learned that in high school, but his wife not into it at all. Okay. They wouldn't have stayed together, though, if she was an emo girl and he was an emo boy. Cannot make it any more obvious. I had thought that she was acting a bit flirty towards me, but I didn't think too much of it until later I found myself sharing a sink with her in the hostel bathroom. Whoa. The hostel was co-ed, so each floor had a small shared bathroom with a communal sink and a door that was meant to be kept open, but which people were frequently closed for the sake of having more privacy than just a stall to shower in. So I'm brushing my teeth. Very European. The toilet's in a different room, apparently. People aren't just shitting in public.
Yeah.
There's like a shower sink room and like a toilet room.
A toilet room.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it's
which
three
makes more sense for a
toilets
hostel.
with no dividers.
Yeah. So I'm brushing my teeth while chatting up the real-life version of Shadowheart. That's from Baldur's Gate. Okay, thanks.
Wow, this guy's really...
Putting the picture of Shadowheart, this guy's really fantasizing. Who, mind you, is wearing an extremely low-cut top. When she suddenly closes the bathroom door behind us. In my mind, my wildest fantasy is about to come true. It's even more exciting because of the adrenaline rush of being in a semi-public building and a girl being so into me that she would make such a bold move. I can't believe this is actually happening to me. I instantly get hard. This guy's been married for a long time. Decisions women make don't get me hard.
The door closes.
Yeah, I mean, It's romantic and all, but this is full-on arousal at this point. It's not just interest. Then she turns around and asks, "Are you interested in learning about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?"
What the fuck?
She had me cornered for 10 minutes trying to talk me into salvation while I grew increasingly despondent and immensely disappointed.
Is that a crucifix in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
With the whiplash of going from what could have been my crowning moment to pure and utter dejection. When I told my wife this story, she laughed for a solid hour. She said it's karma for annoying her about wanting a goth GF. I hope that story's true. It's almost too good to be true, but holy shit, that is funny. He thinks he's gonna get a blowy from the hot goth French girl, and she's like, I'm talking about Jesus here, but folks.
She's on a fucking mission. She's staying at a hospital.
I'm on a mission from God.
She's undercover, that's why she's dressed goth.
Yeah, she's like, I thought you'd fall for the big titty goth, and that's why you need to find Christ now.
But by the way, do you want to listen to some Christian emo music?
There has to be some, though. There's Christian music of anything.
Gotta be.
And it's always the worst type. Besides gospel. That was made for literally called the good news. So that's the first one there.
Can you read the title of that one more time?
Today I fucked up by trying to bang a goth baddie and my wife found out. Admittedly, trying to trick you. Yeah. Because he doesn't say in the title, my wife's okay with that. He's trying to titillate you, but I was titillated by the story.
The other thing I did like about it is, with the long setup, I completely forgot it was tried to. And my mind was like, all right, so what happened when he fucked this chick?
That's what I thought, too. Even when I'm reading it, I already read it once. I was like, what happened? I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember now. It never actually did happen.
Wow,
I can only remember from the title. I'm like, I remember this title being a really funny one and he says goth baddie, which baddie. It's fun calling girls baddies, but it's like you're the same age as me. Like you're trying to hit the lingo. I think they're trying to get Reddit points with that one. That one had 43,000 upvotes, so that was a popular story.
Yep. Yeah, that was.
I hope
fantastic.
it's real. It kind of seems fake because it's way too tailored for Reddit.
Yeah,
and it makes him and his wife look really cool.
Too,
which
she loves it just as much as I do. It's like she doesn't really mind it, but she prefer that I only do it like every couple years.
Right. And a hall pass, I've heard of hall passes, and the stories I've heard, they rarely work, and they're usually used for like stuff that'll never happen. Like my hall pass is Tom Brady, something like that. But I've never heard people saying your hall pass is whenever you can get laid, just tell me after. That's some open relationship stuff. And it's always usually one person's getting laid a lot more than the other, and that breeds resentment really fast.
Yep.
And I've heard two versions of that. I'd say it's about 80% the girls get more because naturally, if you want to have sex as a woman, it's more open to you on average than a man. But I've heard stories where the guy gets laid more, and boy, are they just as mad as the guys are when that happens. No one wants to feel less than. That's for sure.
I know a couple that's like that, and the guy gets way more because she's just like,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, he just does. Like, I don't really try.
Wow. Well, if you don't try, that's about something too. Well, let's stick on the sexual intercourse one just to get all the viewers who are, nice
horny.
Out of the way. Yeah, out of the way. But they're not all about sex, folks. This ain't the sex pod, even though you.
No, we already talked about Jesus once. We're very religious here.
Goth baddies from France. I mean, that is. He's just painting the picture of like one of the hottest people I've ever heard in my life. There for an art museum, and she's in their mid-20s, French, in the hostel. Now I can see why he got so hard in the bathroom.
When the door closed.
When the door closed, talking about Jesus. I bet she gets a lot of guys that way, though. Like, she probably gets way more of the gospel out than the average, like, Mormon kid. It's like, well, I'm willing to listen to you for a longer time than most people in this instance. Like I said, listen to 10 minutes of it. All right. Here's the next one, and like I said, they won't all be about sex, but here we go. Today I fucked up sleeping with my former boss in front of her husband. What's that make you think of?
Clearly some failed cucking experiment.
That's what I also thought. Because in front of doesn't mean he caught you. It means like it was happening while in front of the thing. Wow, and I am a bit pissed off by the front loading. I get why they do these stories and they have to front load them, but I don't like the front loading, but we need it for the question. My former boss contacted me a few days ago with an unusual request. I went
already wild.
Just say she called me asking to fuck. Like, unusual request. Like, you already sold it with a title, but okay. She wanted to know if I was interested in sleeping with her while her husband watched us. I said I was the wrong guy for the job, but she disagreed and said I was the perfect guy based on one random one-night stand we had years ago before she remarried. That's an interesting fold. He's like, I'm not the guy for it. It's like, but we've already done it before, so it's not like I want this to be the guy.
And did that happen while he was working for her or before? Maybe that's how he got the job.
I say, I mean, he doesn't say this because he's trying to make himself look good. It definitely happened while she was his boss. But he keeps saying ex-boss, former boss, former boss. He fucked her while she was his boss. Well, that's my head canon for this story. Which is also why she's like, this is hot. You know, my husband's cool with it. She said her new husband wanted to watch her fuck another guy, and she was into it. I agreed to discuss the possibility in person, especially when she offered to pay for dinner. Oh, wow, what a sexy thing to offer. Go. I forgot how attractive she was until I saw her face to face. She introduced me to her new husband, who wanted me to understand that all he wanted was to be an observer in the bedroom. He made it sound like the worst case scenario is that I would have sex, which I believed. So yeah, I said yes. Fast forward to the fucking. Oh, very crude. A couple of days had now passed since I said yes. I was in the missionary position. I like how he really paints a picture for us.
Oh yeah.
When I heard snoring and farting coming from the so-called observer. That's gotta kill him, dude. Snoring, he can't stop farting.
Oh man.
The husband had passed out at some point, and I imagine there's a good amount of alcohol. He doesn't mention that in the story, but they were getting drunk. You can't do a first-time cuck without getting drunk. I mean,
no way.
Too many thoughts going on in your head. The husband passed out at some point, but obviously not quietly, which affected my concentration on the sex because the snoring was distracting and the farting was disgusting. My ex-boss apologized on her husband's behalf. That's hilarious. While he's currently inside her, like, oh, sorry about that. He can get this way.
Sorry about that. Keep going.
On her husband's behalf, before grabbing the box of tissues next to the bed and aggressively hurling it at her unconscious husband. Her aim was off, and the tissue box missed the target. Prompting my ex-boss to hysterically scream her husband's name over and over into my ears while I was still laying pipe and trying to pretend absolutely nothing weird was happening.
While still laying pipe. God, what a pussy. I mean, that's not what I was trying to say.
Eventually woke up after my ex-boss managed to scream his name at the top of her lungs. This must, I mean, unless you're specifically into this kind of thing, this must have been a nightmare. Cue all-out war. My ex-boss called her husband rude for falling asleep. The husband said he had a long day at work. It's cuck night, baby. You gotta stay up for this.
Yeah.
This is a big time.
You being tired from work is why we're doing this anyway.
This is making me think that he's not as into it as she is. Because if this is your big fantasy and she's like, I'm cool with it, as what he wrote, then he'd be fully engaged. Like, this is like his big moment. I think she was into it. He's like, I'm just going to relax and try to ignore this is happening because I don't really like this. How drunk could you be? He had a long day at work. My Xbox scoffed and said he had no clue what a long day at work looked like because what he did in one day was nothing compared to what she had to do every day as an independent businesswoman. The husband said he had zero energy for another boss bitch speech.
Oh my God.
Trying to reignite the flame here. My Xbox looked at me and said her husband had zero energy on a permanent basis. Now he's involved in the fight. I asked both of them if they wanted me to stop fucking and give them privacy because I was awkwardly thrusting in silence while listening to them.
Dude, he's still going?
You gotta keep it going or it's gonna go out. My boss said I should ask her husband since the whole thing was his idea. The husband unexpectedly slapped me on the butt on his way towards the bedroom door and said, I should come and call it a night. I didn't come, but I did call it a night when I realized that my desire to get away from my ex-boss and her husband outweighed my desire to get off. One-night stand should have been enough, but I just had to come back for more, which I now regret. And sometimes I have to read the number one comment because it's so good. Number one comment on this post, wow, post-nut clarity without the nut.
That's what we call clarity.
Just straight clarity. I mean, this one is something else. I mean, the husband's falling asleep, the wife's screaming at him. Like, it just seems like not a sexual thing at all. It's like you're just in the middle of their marital troubles, and you're like a tool to them. That's got to be rough.
That's awful.
It's like, I know part of the cucking thing is like you're basically just supposed to be like a sex object, but like this seems like she was like almost at dinner arguing. You're the waiter having to weigh in on their marital discussion. You're like, I don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
But hats off to the guy for starting the act while the guy's fighting and sleeping in the corner.
That's crazy. Oh, you're here to fuck my wife. I'll be right over here.
Taking a nap. It was his idea, was it? I don't believe you, because if it was his idea, he would be so excited by this. Even if he was tired, this is the moment. You know, if she. It'd be funny
tired, if they woke him up and he pulled some dad shit. It was like, I wasn't sleeping.
Well, what did we just say?
It's like, I was just resting my eyes. I could see it all.
Well, what did he just call me when he grabbed my hair then, if you were awake?
Deborah?
He called you a boss bitch? Isn't that what you like to hear? He had zero tolerance for another boss bitch speech. That's so
Or
funny,
also,
dude.
They're going at it, and they're like, is he asleep? And they stop, and he goes, keep going.
Right back to it.
Like,
all right, so there are a lot of sex ones here. I'm sorry, but I'll try to find one that's not so sexy.
Shocker.
I mean, it's funny. It's all the funniest ones are the sex ones. This one is not sexual, so I'll pull it. This one will be next. Today I fucked up by telling my son's new doctor that we are anti-vax.
And this one's going to be sexual?
Not sexual. We got to break up the sexual ones a little bit here, at least. All right. Obligatory, this happened several months ago. So it's not they didn't post this recently. It starts like this. My son has autism, level 1, previously called Asperger's. And due to that, he also has a psychiatrist with multiple psychologists and doctors. We decided to get a new primary care doctor who works closely with his other providers to better coordinate with his care this past summer. I brought my son in for a standard well child visit and spent nearly an hour with this new doctor going over his issues.
Well child, that's when you don't want to pay to get the good one.
Well child's fine. Medications, history, etc. Toward the end of the visit, she says to me, well, he can get the Gardasil vaccine today. To which I reply, oh no, he can't have that. I don't want him to get autism. Which I think is fucking hilarious. That's such a good joke.
Saying that to a learned man.
Woman.
That was,
Yeah.
Doctor.
And also, she already mentioned her child has autism. And he has multiple doctors. It's
I don't want to have more.
Yeah. I should maybe note here that I have Asperger's too. And while I think my sarcasm is on point, I must have been a little too serious looking because she just stared at me. The silence lasted an eternity while I imagined she was deciding how to proceed. Eventually, I laughed and I tried to assure her I was only kidding, but she returned with a nervous-sounding chuckle and left the room. As my son and I were discussing whether I was offensive, parentheses, he thought it was hilarious. In walked the nurse with a stack of information about vaccines. He started, seeing that the nurse is male, the doctor's female in this story. Right. He started a lecture about vaccine safety and potential risks, and no amount of my assurances that we are not, in fact, anti-vax would stop him. He just kept saying, okay, well, I have to tell you this. In a way that suggested that the doctor told him to give me the full spiel. So basically, they didn't believe that she was kidding about all that.
Well, there's the easiest way to fix that, but yeah, give it to him right now.
Yeah, just get it right now. I think
Functional brother, check it
out. But that is
now.
just so funny to have an autistic kid and you're autistic and you're like, I don't want to call him autism. Like, that's a great show. And they switched to doctors specifically because that doctor works with other doctors for autism. Yeah. So, like, everyone in there knows what's up. And the doctor's still like, anti-vax is so fucked up, I'm still going to give you the fucking full riot act for this. Just in case.
That's hilarious.
I was like, actually, they didn't say if there was a mom or a dad, but whatever that parent is, that's cool. That was a funny joke. And the fact that your son thought it was funny, he's cool too.
Even better.
Even better.
That's fantastic.
fantastic. So I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna take our first break here. Get to
Roger.
Ones. This one you think it is sexual? It's not sexual, but it is romantic. Today I fucked up by telling my roommate to drop his Japanese fetish. We all been there. You gotta grow out of that.
You gotta drop that fetish like a bomb falling on Nagasaki.
Clip that. Okay. This one is like just weird, and we'll go through it here. My roommate, and they don't say any. I'm guessing that the writer is a male too. Otherwise, he wouldn't even have this conversation.
Yeah.
But his roommate's definitely a male. My roommate only likes Japanese girls. He has never met a Japanese person in his life. Everything he knows, he learned from anime.
Forbidden.
Not a.
Oh yeah, and that's so realistic.
Yeah, I know this type of character. It's not a great way to learn about people or anything like that. He has shown me his dating profile on Mixer dates. Which is this some kind of like mixed race dating thing?
I don't know.
It's like Christian Mingle, except mingling with people who aren't of the same ethnicity as you or something like that.
Yep.
Never heard of it. But I will be hopping on after this story. For sure, as quickly as I can. He was showing me his dating profiles, which I thought was straight up delusional. But since I didn't want to have an uncomfortable conversation with him and was certain he wouldn't hit, I didn't bring it up. He was like, well, you're not going to hit anyway, so who cares? But recently, he brought a girl over who looked decent and really cute. She was an actual real-life Japanese girl. She swings by for his date, and I'm trying so hard to contain myself and want to high-five him so bad. Good roommate. He cares about the guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyhow, he goes out with her, and turns out she got really weirded out by him because he kept bringing up these anime references thinking she would get it and reciprocate. Ugh.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know what to say except that I knew it would happen. Of course. He's a really nice guy, just that he needs to drop the Japanese girl anime pedestal thing and be more normal. I totally gonna hear where this guy's coming from. So I sit him down and start telling him how it's super weird to real-life females and how they aren't like that, and if he gets a chance to get out of his mentality, it would definitely improve his chances. He starts crying, doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Oh, my God.
He's also moving out next week. I lost a friend and someone to pay the rent. Help me.
That is a man that should not be dating at all.
He's got a lot to work
cried
on.
Because his roommate
His friend told him,
you
like,
need to
hey, man.
stop going for Japanese.
And also, he shouldn't have to tell him that. That's the lesson right there. But it also tells me he's never been on a date before. He only likes Japanese girls. He finally meets one, and he animes out on her.
I think I know what happens here. I bet when he was a kid, he got vaccinated.
He sounds vaccinated. He sounds vaccinated heavily.
Vaccinated as fuck.
Oh, man.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally... As an avid anime fan my whole life, I can totally see the, mentality thinking like, oh yeah, that's cartoons that happen in Japan, and that's how people in Japan act. No, dude. That's how animation and these particular kinds of shows that there's new ones now that are much more realistic, but like especially the old ones, it's like people don't act like that at all. And people it's like someone going over here and like doing like fucking Captain America bits at you. You're like, I don't watch Marvel. I don't know what to tell you. Like, everyone, you're America, Captain America. It's like, no. I don't get your My Valentine Yu-Gi-Oh references. I'm a 28-year-old woman. I might be Japanese.
Imagine she shows up for the date and he's just like, hey, why aren't your tits like massive and perfectly round?
Yeah, your eyes are so small. I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, no,
you don't look like the people in My Hero Academia.
Not at all. You don't look like any of those characters. Yeah, I mean, also it's like, of course, anime is more popular in Japan to the general audience, but it's still most watched by complete absolute dorks. So like that's what you're going with. And I can't imagine if I had a video of that date, I don't think I could finish the video. I can't imagine the amount of cringe.
So bad.
And that poor Japanese girl going on her 5th date in a row with this guy. There's
She
no
just
way.
took it. She took it all.
She's on a mixed race dating website for guys looking for only Japanese girls. It's going to be all this guy, and the guy who was in the Navy in Japan. Like, that's the only.
He was like, I'm trying to relive my past glories.
Only Japanese. I mean, holy crap. So there you go, folks. Broaden your horizons and meet actual people, and maybe you end up finding a Japanese girl who you like, but you're not going to like her because of anime you watch. That's not how you meet people. I don't care what it is. And it's actually worse, but it's similar to people watching Hallmark movies and then being like, why aren't you like Noah from the movie? It's like, I know people are like that. It's just not.
We were supposed to have a perfect Christmas.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's as unrealistic. But the only reason why anime fans get it worse because they are less appealing to hang out with than that weird girl with the sweater. But they're both as delusional, equally delusional.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, there you have it. You want to take us to our first commercial break here, Chach? Me talking exclusively is really drying out my old mouth here.
Oh, shocker. Let's have a drink, why don't we? Because, by gum, we drink on this podcast. We don't have a good time. Speaking of good times, you're going to have even more of a good time when we come back from this commercial break.
Yes, sir.
And I just don't know. I feel like 2 bottles of rum in a day is my limit. Like, I'd like to do 3, but I just don't know if I can handle it.
I think you need to push the limit, and that's how you find out what kind of man you truly are. But you know best. You know your body more than I do.
Yeah,
and I know your body very well.
I can shovel well. I can shovel very well.
Welcome back to Toilet Wine. It's your boys, Dom and Joe, here again. Dylan, we hope he's okay. We're looking for updates. We'll let you know as soon as we do. Let's put it that way. Of course, this will be coming out a week after this, so hopefully...
hopefully we'll know by now where he was at.
We ought to know by now.
Where it's like the Billy Joel song.
Like that one song he has.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about Dylan or Billy Joel. We're talking about some experiences.
Or Dilly Joel. That could be a mashup we've all been waiting for.
Oh, that would be quite interesting. I'll start working on Dilly Joel.
Don't go changing your little pants, you hot boy. We'll also show you a picture of Dylan's new scooter that he bought. It's one of those kick scooters.
It's pretty sweet. We're not here to talk
That's
about
the last
Dylan.
I've heard of him, honestly.
We're talking about some people that have fucked up recently.
Yes, we have.
And we're going to laugh at their expense, which, they're putting it out there for a reason.
We're laughing at them and with them, which is the best kind of way to do it. Right,
in most instances, people are not looking for advice. They're just saying, like, hey, this happened.
No, this is not advice. This is just I'm admitting my faults to the public, and I respect them for it, because being open is an admirable trait. Today I fucked up by getting caught by my wife by my lawn mowing scheme.
What?
He has a lawn mowing scheme going, and his wife caught him.
I can't wait to hear this one.
This one, I think you're going to like this one.
How's this one going to end up being sexual, I wonder?
This one is not sexual. I'll get out of the way right now. It's a non-sexual... it's not that kind of lawn mowing. It's a different kind. This is not me saying that...
He wasn't trying to trim her bush while she was sleeping.
I'm just really into yard work.
It's all part of the scheme.
Yeah, it's all just like innuendo the whole time. It's like, by the way, I was talking about my wife's pussy the whole time. Gotcha. No. It's not that at all. It's about lawn care. Or what do you call that? Landscaping.
Landscaping.
It all sounds sexual now.
Ooh, handle me with care.
All right, so this is I'm quoting the thing now. This is not me saying this. The last thing I'm going to say as Joe is right now. Let me preface this by saying that I really, really enjoy mowing my lawn. That's how you know it's not me. My wife and I bought our house 5 years ago, and ever since, mowing the lawn has just brought out this peace inside me. So much so that I sold our riding mower and bought a push mower. This man needs other hobbies.
He needs a hall pass.
This man needs a hall pass. He has nothing going on there. There is something so calm and relaxing about mowing at about 6:30 p.m. on a summer day. The sound of a mower, the smell of cut grass, and overall, the world around me. Much of it reminds me of my kid days riding our bikes around the neighborhood in summer evenings. Sometimes listen to a podcast or music, but mostly it's just taking in the sounds of the outside. Another psychotic thing to do. I like it so much that I would literally mow every 3 days. Even if the if the grass barely needs a centimeter taken off the top, I will mow.
I think I might be related to this person.
Yeah, you know this guy. We'll see how it ends if it is him. My wife, however, thinks this is ridiculous. She thinks more than once every 7 to 10 days is absurd. She might be right, but it's not like I'm asking for much, as it takes a whole 90 minutes to push mow the entire yard. I'm essentially, his whole 90 minutes he's being like sarcastic, being like, it doesn't take that long. I'm essentially taking 3 to 3.5 hours every week of Zen time. I think if he pitches that to her as that, it makes more sense, but I think he's not pitching it. He's like, I have to do
originally, at first, I thought you were going to say 3 hours every time he does it. I'm like, that is ridiculous.
Well, it's about an hour and a half, but he also did sell the ride-on mower to make it take longer. To me, it's like he's mowing his lawn as like a moment of like like reflection, some like solace, but he's pitching it to her as like, I have to. But he should just be like, I just need to be alone for a little while. And I'm also doing yard work, so it's kind of a win-win. But he's not pitching it as that. He's pitching it as like, I have to do it. What can you do? I noticed over time as we would come home during the day, her way of gauging whether the lawn needed to be mowed was the length in the ditch at the mailbox. Again, funny. She's not telling him it needs to be mowed. She's telling him it doesn't need to be mowed. She's trying to get him to stop.
Until see that part near the mailbox that you can't mow. When that gets up to this point, then you can mow the yard.
That's what she's saying. Exactly. You nailed it. This is an area I tend to actually skip mowing because, and keep this in particular area in mind, I do it on a 1 and 1.5 week cycle. So he doesn't always mow this one. He'll mow it and not do this section. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass, and we're on a country road, so it isn't exactly a curb appeal factor. After noticing this, I started raising the deck height on the mower to keep the grass higher in that spot. And sure enough, she would keep saying how the grass would need to be mowed, which means I was good to go on my usual 3-day mow cycle. He set her up.
All right. This guy has been vaccinated.
He's tricking his wife into thinking the lawn needs to be mowed. And she doesn't want him to mow, but she's like, I guess you have to. He's like, I guess I do.
It's at that point, get it done.
It's just this whole lawn. It's like 1 centimeter tall, and then the mailbox is like a big spike. He's like, I gotta mow it. Look at the mailbox. It's a dead giveaway.
He goes, oh, scissors cuts off like 2 inches only from the mailbox. Like, it's still high. I still have to do it.
Yeah. She should just walk on her lawn and realize it's like all like a putting green to realize like, oh yeah, it doesn't need to be mowed this week. But this guy he's got the cycle figured out. This went on for well over 2 years.
Oh. Woo.
He's got it figured out. Until last night at a dinner with friends. Drinks were flowing, laughs were being had, and our friends brought up mowing. My favorite subject. He didn't say that, but I mean, we all know that's his favorite thing. The girls had a convo about men and their toys, yada yada, and during the laughs, I blurted out to a male friend, just do what I do and purposefully make an area seem longer than it is. Which was met with raucous laughter from all of us, except my wife.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourself. Your little trick you had. After about 10 seconds of laughter, I felt this intense heat on the right side of my face. It's a very familiar heat, very distinct. Once I calmed down from laughing, it set in instantly what I had said. The heat I was feeling was the indescribable fury of her staring a hole through me. It was very quiet. And so far, a quiet morning.
Dude, go buy a riding lawnmower.
You have to now. Number 1 comment, you had an emotional affair with your mower. Reddit. Also, what's the age gap between you and your mower?
I can't believe he's so into mowing that it's such a problem for her that for her hearing that is you're sleeping on the couch scenario.
Yeah, that's nuts. What are you going to
do? What are you going to do? That's insane. Even the people I know that like mowing the lawn the most, they still have riding mowers.
Yeah. It's like because you just want to walk around. It's still peaceful. It's still like a chore you can do. That's fun and all that stuff. But like, actually walking around with a push mower, like this guy clearly. I think what he has to have a discussion with his wife about isn't about the lawn. It's about like, I just need some time to myself, and this is the time I like to have. So when I'm mowing the lawn, it's not about the lawn needing to be mowed. It's that I need to have time outside. I like to be outside, and I like to mow the lawn. Because anyone who's taking away their ride-on mower for a push mower just to be mowing longer, it's not about the mowing. It's about the
no. It's
the
how
time.
how it makes you feel.
Yes, of course. So I think if he can tell his wife that and stop trying to trick her into saying, I have to do it, then if she's a good wife, then she'll understand, okay, he just needs this time to himself or whatever. And I think a lot of guys do chores like this because a lot of men think, well, I can't just have time to myself. I need to be doing an activity, and that way it looks like I'm actually doing work. But sometimes you just need some time to yourself. And if it's 3 hours a week in total and you're doing a chore, I don't think that's so crazy. So I think they can work this out. It's the fact that he was trying to trigger, I think, is the problem.
Yeah, they'll definitely get over it. Like, it's definitely not a terrible.
Yeah,
terrible
no, it's in a lighthearted. They're not actually going to
But
get in a
it's like-
fight, but it is funny to be like, and he just blurts it out, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
He does just like that. I know. Ooh.
You ruined your peaceful moments now.
Also, great little piece to say. The drinks were flowing. It's like, yeah, he's nothing. I think he's just having a good time. That means he forgot his wife was there because he's hanging with his buddies.
Exactly. Oh man! Wow! Wow! We said.
Wow. What's up, Vanilla Face?
Oh man!
I need one room. No, just pimps, no hoes.
No hose. All right. Okie dokie.
What we got next there? Big
Another
shoots.
one, another non-sexual one. But this one really tickled my fancy when I read this one. This one's pretty good.
You continue to make them sexual even when they're not. You already did that by saying it tickles your fancy.
Sorry, my fancy is not a sexual thing. So this one goes, today I fucked up by telling my doctor how many Tic Tacs I eat per day.
Was this a Seinfeld episode?
Seems like it. It's like, how could this be a problem? But again, this is one of the best Today I Fucked Ups I ever read. That's why it's on the pod. I saved the best ones for you guys. It starts like this. So I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with the fruit adventure flavor of Tic Tacs. I didn't know they had a fruit adventure.
Best start so far out of all of them.
We'll pull up a picture of the fruit adventure Tic Tacs right here. The flavor combined with the soft smush, that's in italics, they make between your teeth when you chew them makes my brain very happy. I've been buying them in bulk, where each container has 200 candies each. And they come in bulk packs of 12 containers. So 12 times 200. That's how many Tic Tacs are involved here. I tend to eat them by the handful while I'm working or gaming. So in a day, I can easily slam through 1 to 2 containers. Meaning maximum
up to
400 Tic Tacs. Which I know sometimes people eat 2 of them. But usually one at a time. You kind of suck on them for a little bit. It's like a little miniature. Most of them are like breath mint flavor. I know that's some. Yeah,
who's taking a Tic Tac being like, I like chewing on
no
them.
one's doing a whole mouthful like Skittles.
On it, but you're taking the one, you're making the one last because you're just fucking not. Yeah. It's not a snack.
I mean, look at the standard package where it's the size of like a matchbook to realize how much you're supposed to be eating in a given moment. And even then, if you dumped the whole container in your mouth at once and ate the whole thing, I'd kind of be like, oh, that's a lot more than usually.
It take a ton of time too. You're just going trying to get them all out.
Yeah, unless you cut a scissor cut in the hole and just chug the whole shotgun the Tic Tac pack.
You take 2 packs, smash them together.
Not in the pool. Not in the pool. Now, keep in mind that on the nutrition label, it says the serving size is 1 candy, meaning 1 Tic Tac, and is listed as having 0 calories. Serving size 1 candy, calories 0. Which I thought was awesome because I could have as many as I want. I don't understand chemistry.
Oh my God.
Over the past year, I found out that I had gained about 40 pounds. And nothing about my eating
habits. That's a lot of Tic Tacs.
Well, those 0 calories, Dom. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing about my eating habits has changed. As far as I was aware. I told my doctor about it, and she was a bit worried. Of course. So she had me do a bunch of blood work to see if there was any reason why I had gained so much weight in a short period of time. Everything came back normal. She referred me to a weight loss doctor who would also have me see a dietitian. This is a lot of work based on this small habit. I had been working with a dietitian for a few months now, and we had me keep a food log. I had a virtual visit with her today, and during it, I was fiddling around with an empty container to keep my hands busy. She saw it and asked...
And it's his fidget thing, too. He doesn't eat so much he has to have it in his hand at all times.
Yeah, it's always around. I lost my thing. She saw it and asked where I got such a large container from. Noticing it's a Tic Tacs container that looks like a thermos, I imagine. So I told her how I eat about 1 to 2 of these per day. She asked why those weren't on my food tracker. And she said, and I said, they're 0 calories, so it doesn't count. Apparently, I was very wrong about this. Who saw that coming as the story unfolded?
Yeah, I'm looking at the nutrition facts for the Big Berry Adventure Tic Tacs right now. It is, 1 mint, zeros across the board, protein, carbs, fat, everything. First ingredient, sugar.
Of course.
Adds a trivial amount of calories.
Trivial, unless you eat
sugar.
200 to 400 a day.
There's an asterisk next to sugar, and it stands for adds a trivial amount of calories, total sugars, and added sugars.
All right, so you're definitely on ball with where this is going, on the ball. Apparently, I was very wrong about this. She explained to me that food companies can label something as being 0 calories if the food serving contains 5 or less calories. That is definitely the food lobby taking over the FDA. It should always say it has something.
It actually is. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. This Tic Tac thing is a great example of that. It's not, the consumers are dumb, so it's not their fault they don't realize that obviously you can't eat 200 grams of sugar and have 0 calories. That's not how calories work. Calories aren't an actual object. Calories are formed from
it's a unit of measurement.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
stuff.
Sugar.
There's 2 calories. There's a big C and a little c. I forget which one we use for food, but the one we use for food is the one we don't use for food. 1 calorie of that is 1,000 more than what we measure our food at.
Actually, they found out by like burning stuff. It's like I said, it's a unit of energy. It's an energy measurement. You can convert calories into like BTUs and stuff. So
joules.
Joules, not this kind of joule. So she says that to this person. In reality, each individual Tic Tac has about 2 calories, so it's just barely below. For 1 Tic Tac, 2 calories.
You're having 4,000 calories of Tic Tacs a day.
So essentially, since each container contains 200 pieces, I typically have 1 to 2 of those, which means I've been eating 400 to 800 plus calories per day of Tic Tacs alone, not including any other food I've been eating. Which is very likely why I've been gaining so much weight. I think it's more than likely. It is the root cause. Thank God you had that container on the call. Your doctors are so confused of why you're getting... They thought you were like such a unique case.
And that's not just 400 calories. That's 400 calories, 400 to 800 calories of almost just sugar.
Oh, my God. This is an interesting anecdote, too, which is another stupid United States FDA or whatever approval thing. Tic Tacs are small enough they are legally allowed to be labeled sugar-free, even though they're almost pure sugar, because it's such a small amount of it. Because they want you to have 1 per day. It's almost no sugar at all, even though it's like eating a sugar cube being like, it's almost no sugar. Well, it's all sugar. Yeah, but you wouldn't eat 100 sugar cubes per day. Yeah, I would if they're adventure fruit flavored sugar cubes. I made that last part up. But, come on, that's some wild ass shit.
That is absolutely fucking wild. So now, just to do a little science here on the Dylan Joe Basement podcast, or sorry, Toilet Wine.
Yes, under the Dylan Joe Basement podcast umbrella. That's our sponsor network.
So, I couldn't do the full math because it starts going into like the 19th power. So just 80 calories is 334,720 joules, which is almost 1 kilowatt per hour if you look at how houses are powered.
That's what I said. It's an actual unit of energy. It's not just like a food product thing. Damn. That's wild.
That's right. You can convert the calories you eat in a day into how much electricity it is. Shocking, isn't it?
I'm shocked. I am shocked. Tic Tacs are gonna run my universe.
Tic-tac-toe, am I right?
That's
what happens if he gets diabetes. He doesn't take care of it, loses a toe.
That's my tic-tac-toe. Oh, tic-tac-toe.
Oh, Ricky Ticky Tavi.
All right. This one's a short one.
That's my favorite one so far. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that one's fun. Also, it's funny to say that today I fucked up, or for the last year I've been fucking up. I found out about it today.
I've been fucking up daily. Don't we all? But not like that.
Not like that. But yeah, the 40-pound weight gain, you have to. I mean, I'm glad that they went to the doctor, but like, wouldn't you notice that yourself? You'd be like, I don't do anything. I just eat Tic Tacs and I'm 40 pounds heavier. You don't see
that's gotta be it.
Correlation here. You thought you had some rare disease where you tack on mass or something?
Yeah. Maybe if you got a push mower, that would work itself out.
Yeah, I gained 40 pounds in 1 year. Also, I usually never shit. Is that concerning? Yes. Yeah, I thought you needed a doctor to tell you that. This one's short, and it's also Canadian-based, so we might not get it, but the person explains it pretty well. I work at a Canadian bank. Oh, sorry. Today, I'm not going to read the title because it'll spoil it. It's too short.
Oh, hell yeah.
I work at a Canadian bank, and in a call today with my new boss, our new director, excuse me, and my colleague manager, I said something incredibly dumb. He mentioned that he and my fellow manager just realized they share a birthday. Oh, isn't that cute? I said, wow, what day is that? He says, I'll give you a hint. You will never forget it. I awkwardly said, 9/11? September 11th?
Canadian.
He says, no, it's November 11th. November 11th is Remembrance Day in Canada. The slogan is, lest we forget.
Oh, man, that reminds me of that tragedy.
Your birthday reminds me of that tragedy.
Oh, man.
I played it off immediately by saying, oh, wow, my birthday's in November, too. Which is true, but woof. Way to make an impression.
Oh, my God. That's rough.
I don't even blame that person. I mean, obviously, it's weird to bring up 9/11, but they just said, I'll never forget. Remembrance Day.
That's so
Canadian
funny.
bank. Yeah, this person must be American, just not realizing that Remembrance Day and all that stuff, but that's so funny.
Man. I still can't imagine a single scenario with your boss where it'd be like, I'm going to make a 9/11 joke. I don't care how close you are with your boss. You can't do that.
Especially not your new boss. They said it was their brand new boss.
Yeah, that's rough.
But also, I don't even think obviously it was meant to be like in jest, but it wasn't like, he was like, my birthday is in September. They're like, is it 9/11? Like, they weren't doing that. They're like, I'll give you a hint. You'll never forget it. And it's like, but my first thought wouldn't be 9/11 either. But they just fucked up. It was an honest mistake.
That just reminds me of the Sam Morril bit where he's talking. He was like, no, you're at the airport and you see the sign. You're at LaGuardia. It's a sign. It says 9/11, never forget. It's like, I'm about to get on a plane. I kind of want to forget about it until I
Can I forget about it for a couple hours at least?
It's like, maybe don't remind me about that while I'm about to board a plane.
And why is there a bunch of pictures of box cutters in the jetway? I'm trying to forget about this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do one more and then take another break. This one, again, silly one. Silly, not too crazy. But this one, let's
yeah.
Today I fucked up by pulling my boyfriend's weenie.
Like elbow?
That's weenus. She means penis.
Oh.
Actually, today I fucked up. Unlike Am I the Asshole? They don't tell you how old they are and what sex they are assigned at birth. They just go like, you have to deal with it. But we all know what it is, unless they tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
This is not satire. I wish it was. Let me start with that.
Okay. We'll be the judge of that.
We'll be the judge of that. My partner is staying at my house for the week while my parents are away. Probably young people then. We're doing the typical boyfriend-girlfriend stuff, sleeping together, sex, cuddling, and kissing, and showering together. My boyfriend takes significantly longer showers than I do. He spends between 20 minutes and an hour. That's a lot.
Egad.
Typically, I spend 10 to 20 minutes. Usually, it's the opposite, but every relationship's different. We had a shower a few days ago, and I left to get dried, giving him some time alone. He likes to spend some time by himself to meditate. Meditate. When I heard our shower, I thought about meditating too. Little did I know his meditation today was merely time for him to plot. Oh, the plot thickens. Once I heard the water go off, I went to give him a towel. And I admired his naked body inside of the hot water mist. Wow, this is getting hot.
Someone took a creative writing course.
Naturally, I got curious. While he was air drying, waiting for me to hand him a towel, I went up to him. That's what you call waiting for a towel, air drying? Air drying is after the towel. I guess whenever you're not currently being showered on, you're air drying.
Oh, my grandfather was famous for before he would towel off.
Yeah.
He would take his hand, he would wipe
Squeegee?
as much water off him as he could.
That's good.
And then he would use the towel.
Save the towel some effort there. Yeah, less sweat in the towel. While he was air drying, I handed him a towel. I went up to him and I played with his ding dong. I appreciate you censoring it for the podcast. I was just hitting it off my hand while he was drying his hair. Just cool girlfriend stuff. It was limp, so it was hitting off my hand quite easily. Oh, okay. Don't mind if you do. And it felt good against my palm. You know those door stoppers people play with? That was the way I was hitting it.
Hopefully it doesn't make the sound.
Yeah, well, honey, it works better when it's not soft. If you want the door stopper, like, bling, bling. That's more like a door stopper, in my experience. Just hitting it back and forth, up and down, not sexually. Just curious about the male body, as an assigned female at birth. My bad. She does mention that at some point. At one point, he told me, squeeze and pull it. Thinking this was the beginning of some sort of after-shower sex, I did. That was a mistake. After my gentle grip had wrapped around his pee-pee, oh my god, and I tugged it.
Stick to one thing. Say ding dong every time.
You say creative writing class. You got to use a synonym every time.
Every time.
And I tugged it a little. I heard him rip the fattest, juiciest, earth-breaking fart I had ever heard in my whole life.
Pull my finger?
Yep. His little trick was equivalent to the pull my finger trick, with a bit more spice. He was laughing his head off while I retracted myself in disgust. I left the bathroom, raging at his stupid prank while the smell of the fart lingered behind me. Too long didn't read? Don't pull your partner's weenie. It doesn't end well. Wow.
That's... Okay, first question. How did he... Oh, no. Never mind. I answered my own question. Yeah. I was going to say, how did he know that one happened? No, he had one ready to go.
He had one ready to go. Yeah, he was waiting. That's why he said... Dude. I mean, it was the best pull my finger ever. She was already pulling his quote-unquote finger, and then he was like, hey, why not pull it a little harder?
No, why not pull it? Why don't you?
He's probably holding it in the whole time. She's like, ooh, sexy, have a towel. I'm touching your dick. He's like, well, I need to rip one, and this is the best opportunity ever.
This is part of... now I understand his part of it, what he was plotting.
He was plotting ripping ass.
Yeah.
And hilarious.
He was planning on ripping ass anyways. Then you walked in. He was like, well, now I can't do it.
Now I can't do it, but now I can.
Now I can.
Now I can. And even better than before. Wow. Fun couple.
The Hess truck's back, and it's better than ever.
The Hess truck's back, and it's better than ever for Christmas this year. The Hess truck.
Young people love. It's adorable.
That's so fucking funny. My favorite thing about these so far is the majority of them don't actually end that bad. They're just like, let's give you a headline where you're going to think the worst immediately. Mm-hmm. And then it ends up being funny more than bad in most instances.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Bad.
And that will take us to our next commercial break, folks. On the other side of this, the rest of our Today I Fucks Up and are fucked up. And Dom and I will talk about it one time we fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned, folks.
You're not going to want to miss it.
What the hell is this?
Oh, hi, Stewie. We were just sleeping.
I say, what the devil is all the fuss about? I don't get it. What's in there? Bing bong! Hello!
Hey! Must be the money. Welcome back to Toilet Wine. If you're not drinking yet, you should start now.
If you want to go and take a ride with me, if you're not drinking it, you start now. Though why do I feel this way? Hey, must be the money.
We're talking about times that people fucked up, and it's been a great time so far.
Happens to all of us.
almost entirely sexual, but not all of them. But even most of the ones that are,
Tic Tac, Patty Whack, give a dog a bone.
we have a pretty good way to make it sound like it's sexual. It's kind of our thing.
And I took that whole segment to not be sexual. We're going back to the sex now. Come on, now, folks.
And I took offense to that.
And I took that personally. Today I fucked up by using Bing as my primary porn search engine. Okay.
Ooh, save some for the rest of us.
Bing bong. Here I go. I have a Microsoft Office 365 account for work. One time, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was trying to transfer a spreadsheet from my work account to my home computer. So I logged onto my Microsoft account on my work phone. I immediately logged out afterwards, and my work requires me to change passwords every 3 months. So there is zero chance and zero reason my phone should be connected to my work account still. There's less than zero chance if the story is true, right? It can't be zero. It's less than zero. Well, I read on Reddit sometime in the last few years that Bing's video search engine with safe settings off is really good for porn. Okay.
Doubt it. Okay,
Are you always using search engine? You know, the websites have search engines too. You don't have to. I know Google's better, but I don't know. I don't know. Use Bing for anything. Know. Oh, sorry. I should have read the next sentence. They were right. I've been using it as my primary porn search engine ever since. This morning, I logged on my work computer, and they did a system upgrade. Anything we had customized on our desktop was reset, and they removed all browsers aside from Microsoft Edge for whatever reason. Microsoft Edge is great for porn searching too. That's the alternative name for Bing.
Oh, man.
Imagine my surprise when I clicked the address bar and my entire search history is visible on my work computer. The worst part about it is that I only ever use Bing for porn. So it looks like the only thing I ever look up is porn.
Is porn?
It does look like that. I immediately went to the browser settings to clear my history, only to be told I don't have permission to do that.
Oh,
it's illegal for you to ask me that. That is insane. My coworker was standing next to me to help me get it set up when I opened it, and he will not let me live it down. He now will not stop talking making. Just start. It's called taking digs. Yeah. He said he will not stop talking making digs about my fetishes and showing pictures to me of attractive Latinas, asking if their booty is big enough for me.
Cool dude.
Now I can see your search engine. Big booty Latinas. I wonder if that's even what he's saying. Like, that's just a classic, like, my search history thing. Big booty Latina. It's a cliche at this point. So I doubt that that's what it actually is, but hopefully it is. Oh, no, it is what it is because I didn't keep reading. It's doubly worse because we recently had a Latin secretary, and I had a fling with her that nobody really knows about. People I talk to. I'm terrified. I'm going to get accused of looking at the porn on a company computer. I have no idea why my work account is still getting fed info from my phone. I want to crawl in a hole and never come back. Number one comment. This today I fucked up. Brought to you by Bing.
Imagine he sues Bing. It's like, you ruined my life.
Well, I mean, like, obviously the entire thing of this is crazy. I'm glad that you think that Bing is the best way to search for pornography, which is weird as hell that you'd always be using a search engine for that. And also, there's another search engine called Google, and it's much more popular, and it has a setting where it doesn't save your search history on your computer. So that might be the better option. Also, it's not teamed up with Microsoft, which is what all offices almost exclusively use. So you fucked up. You flew too close to the sun, and now you're paying for it, Icarus. I don't know what more to tell you. I feel bad for you, clearly, but it's like...
At least even if he was using Microsoft Edge and didn't have this apparent knowledge that Bing's great for
edging, in other words.
If you're using any other thing, you just go, hey, it says that you went to Pornhub, not... Hey, it says you looked up big booty Latinas in the water.
yeah, like, Why are your search terms on your search engine? Like, I don't know who is doing this. Like, everyone that I've ever heard of in the modern age, if they're using a search engine, they're using it to find a website in order to access these videos, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't type in. It's like a 7th grade kid, like big boobies. Like, you don't
I
Google.
was gonna say
big...
that reminded me of being in 4th grade going to bigboobs.com.
Yeah, exactly. It's like at least you're
Can't
looking
hide
at the
anything
website
at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, I don't know. This guy needs to find. Obviously, he knows what Reddit is, so he already fucked up there. Just do that on Reddit, buddy. That's better than Bing as far as you're searching things.
It's like probably more than half of what Reddit is.
Yes, and then also, yeah. By the way, search engines are used to find websites, not for you to find. Are you just looking up videos that you find on Bing? Are you binging your porn exclusively?
Oh, I gotta go Bing myself really quick.
That's how you know when I'm done. It goes bing boom.
Bing. Whew, man.
Please fasten your seatbelts. It's time for landing.
What
the fuck?
This guy completely fucked himself.
He boofed it big time. He binged it hard.
That's so ridiculous. I can't even imagine how dumb you are to be like, I'm just gonna Google all my porn.
Even if it was just Google, if he told a story about he just Googled it, had nothing to do with work, I'd still think he's dumb. But it's not Google, it's Bing, and it's part of his work now. I can't believe you've done this. I've binged big booty Latinas one too many times. And I had a fling with a girl at work with a big ass. Good for you. Too bad for you. Too bad she doesn't find that. I mean, it is. I feel bad for the guy because I know in a situation where you have fucked up and he's not out of it yet because he could get fired if they whatever. But his friend is not helping him at all, being like, "Oh, look at you."
Now who's been to a museum?
Get the IT guy on it, man. He'll help you out.
Oh man,
or he won't.
I mean, that's added to the list of things where it's not today. It's over a period of time you fucked up.
I fucked up today that I realized it, but I've been fucking up over the last couple of years, binging all my porn searches. Oh, man. I don't wish that fate on anybody. Speaking of idiot guys, this is another good one. This one had me laughing, not to set it up too funny, because then it'll be less funny than that. But I was laughing at work so hard that people were asking me what I was looking at, and I had to tell them. I was binging big booty Latinas at work. No. Today I fucked up by getting caught with a prostitute in Grand Theft Auto 5 by my wife.
What the?
The video game. Not a necessary part of any mission or anything. It's purely a pleasure exercise in the game. World building, I'd say, putting it, as gently as I can. Wait till you hear the story, though. Tonight, I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in the basement, and my wife caught me having sex with one of the prostitutes in the game. If you didn't know, GTA allows players to pick up hookers in your car and pay them for various sexual services. Various? What, you can pick what service?
I think you can in GTA 5, yeah.
Nice, that's great. I had headphones on, another big... I mean, obviously you can't let them hear it, but like your self-awareness is at
already
zero.
Insane.
I had headphones on, and I thought my wife was asleep. She ended up being behind me in the back of the room and basically saw the entire shooting match.
She saw the part where he had to honk the horn to get the attention so she could get in the car.
My wife is very religious and conservative, and I think I may have really fucked up. We do share a lot of the same values. Oh, do you? You're a fucking hero until now, huh? But I've been doing this in GTA since before we met. So this is my thing.
I do this every night with your son.
I think I'm very conservative and religious, but Grand Theft Auto comes first.
It's my only vice.
It's my Vice City. Yeah. It's my only vice. We do share a lot of the same values, but I've been doing this in GTA since before we met. I tried to explain to her that it was just a game, but her eyes... In her eyes, it was betraying the trust. She's even more pissed because I went back for seconds and thirds, paying the prostitute multiple times. What are you doing? In the video game, he's going back for thirds and seconds, and the prostitute is just in the end of the room being like, I can't believe you've done this.
I cannot believe you've done this. Also, she's clearly the kind of chick that thinks jerking off is cheating.
Oh, yeah. So he's doing it in a video game virtually. And In
Yeah,
Grand Theft
he
Auto
didn't
or any
mention that he had a
mainstream game,
VR
you're not
headset, and
seeing.
She was just looking at the screen.
You're not. I don't know if you guys know about video games. You're not watching people have sex. It's a game you can buy at a store. It's not sexual content. I mean, it's
No.
suggestive. It's rated M for mature, but you're not watching. They're not doing like press right trigger to grab her ass. It's nothing like that. It's like the car shakes.
Yeah, you can't see much.
Yeah. But that's just hilarious. The fact that this guy, unbeknownst to him, his wife's behind him, he's going in for seconds and thirds with this fake game prostitution thing. It's like, you suck so hard, man. And your wife's conservative, religious. I know this might be
rough.
this might be your lawn mowing. Get your own time. But again, you gotta be open and honest and just be like, I'm just playing around. And again, I'm a freak too. Let's not shame anybody sexually, but like, you can't be doing seconds and thirds in a video game prostitution thing. I don't care if your wife's behind you or not. Like, get in, get out. It's a video game, man. Come on, let's push it. I mean, I just love how she was just standing there watching him go again. She gets out of the car. He's like, "Hey, go back in." I mean, to her, he's basically. I mean, he might as well just have had a prostitute. Like, in her mind, he did do that, and it's a video game.
Yeah.
He didn't even get the experience of actually having sex. He's just out with a controller in his hand. And it is only controller's hand, because I know if he was beaten off, he would have mentioned it in the story, I imagine. And no, I am no longer welcome on my bed, and this could actually cause a major problem for us. I think it already has, my man. She's the type of woman who gets jealous when attractive women are in shows or movies we're watching. Yep, your marriage is basically over. And I know I'm not saying that it's good or bad for you that this happened, but I mean, if your wife is that jealous and you're doing prostitutes on GTA, you need to have some kind of open communication here. It seems just like a hyper-religious couple, and he's all pent up and he doesn't know where to go because he probably looks at his Bing history, so he's on Grand Theft Auto getting hookers 2-3 times a night. It ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number one comment, you should actually cheat on her with a prostitute and she'll forget all about this GTA business. Yeah.
That is
if
true.
you're going to do that.
Yeah. In for the goose, skin for the gander.
That's
not how that phrase works.
And the second comment is the Dave Chappelle, modern problems require modern solutions. I couldn't stop laughing when I first read. I read the whole thing and I was kind of snickering, but when I heard, I did go back 2-3 times. She was right behind me the whole time.
Insane.
Come on.
Already so pissed off that her whole thing already is going to be, you're going to turn around and see.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, he's not turning around at all.
She could have just been like, what the fuck are you doing?
Immediately. She should have, but she was in gathering evidence mode. It was one of those things where it was like, I want to be mad, and now you're going to make me more and more mad,
But also, if she gets jealous from seeing attractive people on TV, imagine he's just like, hey, let's watch my cousin's video. Why? Because Marissa Tomei's in it?
That's what if it's like someone's tits got out in a movie, she's jealous, then you virtually hiring a hooker is going to be way worse than that. And, God damn.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen here? But I mean, he might be dodging a little bit of a bullet with this divorce.
I think he is, but from what he's doing, he sounds pretty religious too, so maybe he's just stuck in this kind of lifestyle altogether, but I think let your freak flag fly, man. You want to play GTA and bang hookers, let your wife know about that. She might give you a hall pass and you can bang a big titty goth in London someday. I don't know.
We'll see. He needs to do that since she can teach him again about Jesus.
Teach him about Christ. Get him back in the faith.
Your wife sent me. She says you like to bang hookers on GTA 5.
Oh, no. The internet's ruined my mind again.
It says in the Bible that you cannot have sex with hookers in GTA 5.
It says it right there, clearly in Leviticus.
GTA 5's been around long enough. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, I also he says, I've been doing this in GTA well before I met my wife. You've been banging hookers in GTA that long? It's part of your personality now? More than your religion?
Oh, he just gets too immersed in the game for his own good.
This guy, do not buy this guy an Oculus. It'll be all over.
Oh, it's all over.
Oh, man. We'll stick on the religious theme now for the next segment here. Today, I fucked up by telling my boyfriend I'm going to fuck the demons out of him. Oh, boy.
The amount of people that apparently don't know their partners well enough.
Apparently so. This one I think you're going to quite enjoy, as I've saved the best ones for last, as I'm apt to do. Took my boyfriend out to eat at this insane restaurant with a view, candlelight, and $90 steak. Okay, nice date night.
Oh.
My plan was to sweep him off his feet so that I might get lucky for once. Okay.
Oh, all right. Already bad start.
Yes, I do go above and beyond. Okay, well, we actually didn't say if this was this could be a gay couple. Sweep them off their feet. Usually, I mean, it could be like a term of, endearment or whatever, but also it could be a big buff girlfriend, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Sweep him off his feet. Okay. Might get lucky for once. Yes, I do go above and beyond just to get him in the mood. This is because of the meds he is on are decreasing his sex drive. And again, I read it as they type it. That's not how you say it.
All right, I think I know what demons she's talking about then.
Do you? Because here we go. Anyway, when we got home from the restaurant, I did indeed get lucky. I made out with him for a while. Then he laid on his stomach, and I reached for the lube. Okay, yeah, this is a gay couple. That's not usually the sexiest thing about it. But we hadn't had sex in ages, so I guess I got too excited because right before going in, I said something along the lines of, I'm about to fuck the demons out of you. Unquote. Next thing I know, my boyfriend was sitting up on the bed, visibly in distress. This is because he has paranoid schizophrenia.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
Jeez. Yeah,
that's a mood killer.
Oof.
That is a mood killer. And it continues. And he hauls around the trauma of having his super religious parents hammering it into him. Oh, boy. That he is possessed and trying to exorcise him. Okay, definitely. Let's put schizophrenia more about being gay. They don't care about schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Schizophrenic people see Jesus. They don't just become gay. They're not mad about that part. So his parents are trying to exorcise him. That is traumatic as a kid, especially if you're gay, too. I was aware of all this, but I honestly didn't have his medical condition in mind when I said what I said. It was just in the heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment, man. When you get horny, words fly.
Needless to say, I did not get sex, which is even more of a bummer because we are sort of in a rough patch at the moment, and I've been saving up to take him to a fancy restaurant. Too long didn't read. Paranoid schizophrenic boyfriend did not appreciate me insinuating that he has demons. This one is
my God.
It's honestly, I get that, like the main character here, like they didn't mean anything by it, but it's just like the worst thing you could have said in the moment. The reason why their sex life is suffering, he's on medication, he obviously has paranoid schizophrenia, and he had a traumatic childhood from his parents saying they had to pray the gay away and exorcising into demons. I mean, and then the number one comment, quote, I'm going to make you moan so loud these FBI surveillance van parked across the street are going to have to turn off the microphones inside these walls. Wow.
Oh,
I feel so bad for OP, but it might be over for them. It's just like
that
we can't.
One took multiple turns.
Yeah. I mean, you really love your partner. You're trying so hard, but you made a whole night out of it, and you just.
But in the end, it doesn't
excited.
even matter.
And it's exactly. Oh man, that's brutal.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck the demons out of you. He has paranoid schizophrenia.
And his parents brought in a priest when he was a gay child. And I bet the priest wasn't very understanding at the time.
The guy's just like, please just try to get me to be straight. Don't try to get the demons
I mean, the paranoia plus the gay, it's like you're already so scared of being schizophrenic. Plus, you have a traumatic memory of your parents being like, you're a demon. Don't be gay, you demon. And then now your boyfriend's trying to have sex with you. Oh man. What a combo. That is just, I feel so bad for them. I feel so bad for both of them. Like, they both didn't deserve this. It's just, the world has happened to them.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking terrible.
That is not okay.
It's not okay. Not up in here.
Just play GTA 5 and get it all out of your system. Oh, man. So I did save the best for last, and then we're going to have a couple of videos before Dom and I. No, actually, we should share ours first for the videos. That way we keep it on the audio.
Yeah.
Videos for last. Because the videos are like 10 seconds long. Each of them will get out of here. This is my favorite one. And his Reddit name, The Boggart. I had to say that.
The Boggart.
Today I fucked up by flowering while showering into my 20s. And I promise you'll get what that means as I read the story.
I really have no idea what's going on.
But remember the phrase flowering while showering.
And showering.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. This happened many years ago. Okay, so not today I fucked up. You already ruined it again.
Yep.
When I was but a young man in college. The story actually starts about 18 years before that, when I was a baby. Wow, this is going way back.
Wow, this is a long day.
Long day. Like most kids, I hated getting soap in my eyes in the bath. Even the gentle, quote-unquote, baby shampoo would send me into a rage. My dad, being the intrepid problem-solving sort with a penchant for over-engineering, came up with a sort of 360-degree visor that my hair would stick through. Then they could wash my hair with the soapy water, and it would just roll off. So picture like something holding your hair back. Yeah,
and
all
kind
your
of
hair is
blocking
behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, blocking it. Kind of in a flower type shape, if you catch my drift.
Flowering while showering.
It was great. I kind of looked like a flower on my head, so my parents would always say I was flowering while showering.
Ooh.
Eventually, my original visor got mildew and was disposed of. But my dad made...
really? Did you not dry it off good enough when you got out of the fucking shower?
Well, you have to clean it too.
No, that's the beauty. It cleans itself.
But my dad made a few over the years, meaning as he got older, the dad kept making flowers for him to shower with because he hates
It's like
soap.
a fitted hat. He can't just put like a snap on the back.
Yeah, he keeps building new ones. He ultimately stopped when he decided I should be able to wash my hair without getting soap in my eyes, but I wasn't having it, and I started making my own.
Oh, he doesn't have the engineering degree that his father has.
Over time, flower hats for this exact purpose became mass produced.
Will he bring it on Shark Tank?
Yeah, well, he should after this story. Over time, these became mass produced, and I switched over to just buying them as needed. He was buying the flowers. I never got soap in my eyes. It was great. Well, by the time I was in my 20s and living in my own apartment in college, I still haven't kicked the old flower hat.
I don't think you're going to.
I was flowering while showering every day. Living my best life.
Some people mow their lawn 3 times a week. I put a flower on my head when I shower.
I flower while I shower.
T-shirt.
Cue a cute girl staying at my place and suggesting we should take a shower before fucking. She asked me to wash her hair and brush conditioner through it, which apparently felt really good to her and was a major turn on. When I
he goes, hold on, you gotta wear a flower too.
Dude, don't jump ahead of it.
Sorry.
When I was done, she offered to wash my hair. I didn't think that would do anything for me, but I said sure. Then I reached out of the shower for the drawer where I kept my flower hat. He's so normal to him that he's not realizing it's insane to do this. He's got a cute girl in the shower with him. She's feeling aroused by the conditioner. He's like, let me just get my flower.
Yeah, one quick. We got some protection.
Some eye protection for the flowering. I reached for my flower hat and I put it on. And we'll send you guys a picture. It's not a hat. It's like a fucking bonnet where it's just in this part of your head and wraps around and your hair pokes up back. It's like a visor that's a big flower. Oh my god. At first she laughed and thought I was joking, even after I explained what it was. I tried to explain myself. But then I think she noticed how it kind of looked like old and faded, and that it would be strangely elaborate to keep a flower hat in my bathroom for just the occasional joke. To her credit, she washed my hair while I wore it. We didn't end up having sex that night. Shocker. I can't remember her explanation, but after she left that next morning, she didn't return any of my calls or AIM messages. Okay, this dates it to a certain time. America Online. We're coming to a conclusion here. I didn't stop flowering while showering immediately after that. I would just say, oh, I washed my hair already if the situation came up again. But now, when I met my now wife, I knew it was time to give it up. So I no longer flower while I shower. I just live with the occasional pain of getting soap in my eyes. But
Oh,
you better
yeah.
believe that when I had kids, I immediately got them shower hats. My wife thinks they're brilliant. She has no idea my dark past. And every once in a while, I look at my kids' flower hats and I hear them calling to me,
and try to fit one on my adult
beckoning
head.
for me to don them. I haven't
It's like,
succumbed
oh.
yet, but I think it's only a matter of time. So I will send you guys the picture, because he sent a picture of the shower flower, and it just... picture an adult man wearing this every time. He has to wear it when he showers, and he flowers while he showers. I love it.
I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
You see it?
Not only does it immediately bring up babies and toddlers,
It's for babies.
even when you type in adult, half the pictures are of babies and toddlers.
I can't get it on the screen. You'll be on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's
hey,
for babies.
Dylan's not here. Don't try to show your screen to the
Sorry.
camera.
I just can't not. Oh my god, it's so funny, dude.
That's so ridiculous. I mean, they do not look. Oh, that's so insane. Also, kind of shame on his dad. Let your kid fucking deal with getting shampoo in his eyes every once in a while. It's part of life.
I know, but he actually tried to help him, but he actually hindered his whole
He
life.
made it worse. Yeah.
And made his whole. But I just love that you have a term for it. I'm flowering while I'm showering, baby.
Come on, baby. Let's flower in the shower.
Let's flower and shower. You better hear me. Oh my goodness gracious! Great balls of
That's
fire.
so funny.
That's
He's
all.
so
of them.
used to it. Just reach. Oh, yeah, 1 second. Just grab this really quick.
He's literally
Go
about
ahead.
to have sex with this girl. He can't just put it together for 5
Oh
seconds.
my god.
Oh my
That's
god!
so
I've
funny.
been through
Also-
so much more uncomfortable shit. When you're about to have sex with somebody, you'd be like, just put up with it for like another 20 minutes, no big deal. He's like, no, let me get my shower flower with the mildew all over it. And she's like, okay.
It looks like you wear that a lot.
I know I'm in the shower, but I couldn't be more dry right now. What the fuck?
Oh my god. That's absolutely
and his wife doesn't
insane.
know he flowers when he showers, but his kids do, and he's like, it calls to me. It calls
He
to me
gets-
every time.
He gets hard every time he sees one.
That's a whole other bag of hammers.
Oh man, if I had a hammer. And
Oh my god!
it's not that hard to just,
not that hard yet.
what's it called? Close your eyes when you're doing your shampoo. It's not that fucking
Yeah.
hard.
Well, in his defense, which is it's indefensible, honestly, but I often get burning eyes when the shampoo rolls down with your eyes closed and then you open them, and then like the crevices of your eyes open up.
Yeah, no, that's why you can't
But
open
I
your eyes till you
still
wash it out.
it'll never hurt enough for me to get the flower. I'll tell you that right now. I'm already in my 30s.
Oh,
The flower's
man.
never gonna happen.
I will never forget going to school one time where I took a shower in the morning and got a glob of shampoo, like not just the suds, like I got actually
Right
straight
in the
shampoo
eyeball.
in the eye
The red eye.
all day long. My parents were like, I didn't know you smoked before school. I was like, I don't. I got soap in my eyes this morning. They're like, yeah, okay. I'm like, great. Yeah. Now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, Dom got high for school. It's like, no, I literally got soap in my eye and I can't get the redness away.
That's a whole different kind of flowering while you're showering. Now that I have done.
Oh man, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move on to our own now then.
Now we're
I'll
done
go
making fun
first.
of this poor individual. Let's get our story.
I'll go first since you've been doing so much talking. I'm not tired
Thank
of your
you.
voice yet, but I could use a break.
Yeah, so could I.
So I took mine. I even made the right title for it based on
Oh wow.
the thing.
I didn't do that, but I'll think about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a great one. It's just I'm putting it in the format, and that is, and again, just like all the other ones, this is in the past.
Yes.
But it did not. It's not like, oh, for 17 years I wore a fucking
I know.
flower in the shower.
I picked as if I wrote it that day, but that day didn't happen today. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go with today I fucked up by driving my friends in my truck.
All right.
I had this awesome truck in high school. You know it. Big red F-350. Awesome. Love the thing.
5 miles a gallon.
8.
City 8. Nice.
8 city, 10 highway. I drove
10
on the highway.
highway. Ooh.
I had it for like 4 years. Drove on the highway 3 times.
And as we established, life is a highway, so you
Yep.
can ride that.
And I'm gonna ride you all night long.
I want my flower on. I don't want to get anything in my hair.
So I had some friends over, and I was like, "Hey, I need to move some." My dad would give me chores all the time and stuff. He's like, "Hey, take all these logs and bring them up near the house so they're ready for when we're ready to burn them." My friends were always like, hey, I gotta do this. You guys want to give me a hand? They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. I said, hop in the back of my truck. I drive through the backyard of my parents' woods. We load up all the logs. And instead of just driving out, I was like, let's go for a little drive in the woods because there's paths and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just start this by saying this was not the driest of seasons when I was doing this.
Sure. And also, to be fair for you, I almost said clear and fair. So, to be clear, not smoke clear. You did a lot of woods driving even before you had your license because it's like this is the track.
Oh yeah, I had
crazy.
A '96 Chevy Cavalier when I was like 13.
Yeah, it wasn't like the idea of woods driving is completely insane. It's just in this instance,
these are paths that have been driven on for like 60 years.
Yeah, so I'll give you the credit there before you continue. Go ahead.
I'm driving down, a couple of houses down, where it's still behind other family members' houses. I get to the point where I'm like, all right, well now I need to turn around because it's not a loop. I cut the wheel hard. I drive in, go to a 3-point turn. I go to back up. Wheels start spinning.
Oof.
Keep in mind, my friends, they're not in my truck because it was a single cab. They're sitting in the bed.
Yeah, weighing it down.
And they're like, well, I also have all the wood back there too.
Oh, of course.
And they're like, hey, your tires are spinning. And I was like, oh, what? And I was like, all right, let me try going forward again. Keep sinking more. Going back and forth. Next thing you know,
you dug in.
The truck is sunk in the mud. The frame of the truck is touching the ground.
Oh, no. I thought it was like halfway up the wheels would be a nightmare. You're all the way in.
I'll send you a picture of it. I have the picture ready to go.
Oh, my God.
The bumper was on the ground.
That's deep mud.
And we were just like, what the fuck are we going to do? So we try probably hour and a half, rocking it back and forth, trying to like stuff boards under the wheels.
It sucked. Even if you were like halfway, you still wouldn't work, but you'd be in shape. Like you have to lift the entire truck up and then put something under it.
What ends up happening? My dad comes home from working hard all day.
Can't wait to deal with your bullshit.
Hey, I need your help down in the woods. My truck's stuck. He's like, all right. He comes down, he looks at it, and he goes, oh, this is going to be a lot of work. We had to bring like 4x4s, 2x4s, any board we had, and a floor jack down.
Yeah,
we would have
it up. You had to get
we
it
had
up.
to put a board down. We had to jack the truck up as high as it would go, put a board under it, but it wasn't high enough yet. Put it back down, put another board underneath the jack it back up.
At least you had the jack.
Then get the boards had to get it for all 4 wheels because it was buried so bad.
God.
We finally get it out. My truck's fucking covered in mud. I lost like 3 hours of hanging out with my friends because we had to get this truck out.
Yep.
You go back to that spot to this day, you can see all 4 holes still from where my tires were.
It'll never get deeper than that.
It never, because it just opened up so much wet land.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't find fossils and shit at that point.
It was so bad. I never drove the truck into the woods.
Yeah.
Well, into that spot of the woods ever again.
I learned my lesson
about
that particular part of the woods on a rainy day.
And this is actually a bit of a 2-parter because my friend Matt, who has been on many commercials back in the past, and my other friend Jack, they were with me on that day, as long as Evan was there too. A year later, maybe, same truck. For some reason, we were going to go to the mall. I was like, oh, yeah, come pick me up at my parents' house. It was before New Year's Eve, and I had to park. We had to make room for people. So I was like, I'll park on this little, like where the side parking lot is for like the disc golf on the hill. Mm-hmm. Fresh parking spot that my dad made by having like materials delivered and put down. It's been there for a couple months. I go, oh, I'll just park over there. I pull in. I'm pulling in. It's winter, but it was a warmer day.
Ooh.
Everything was melted.
Oh, the thaw.
I sink again. This time, my bumper...
Oh my God, we sink again!
This time, I didn't get far enough in. My bumper was hanging out into the street still. My back bumper.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, oh, what the fuck are we going to do? Matt goes, I saw this thing online, we can try it, which is a great tactic. It did work a little bit. Where you take a board and you tie it, like you loop a rope through your rim and tie it so the board, and as it spins, it picks up the truck, and you get like one bite so like every time it spins.
Boom, boom, yeah.
Well, we're trying that. We're starting to go. Board snaps.
Oh, no, too much pressure.
Stuck there. Wouldn't you know, this little thing called a shift column assembly, which is when your shifter's on the side, on the column there, there's literally a rod. This is going to look great because we're trying to keep it not sexual.
Around the tree.
There's literally like a shaft with a rod in it. And as you shift, it's moving like this.
Nice, okay.
Well, it turns out it broke. So now the thing was stuck in drive.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't back up at all. I couldn't go forward at all. I finally I was like, guys, just go do your thing without me. I have to deal with this. So I'm in the street still a little bit. So I put I found a cone, put it in the street.
I love cone because it has the juices.
Shut the truck off. And here's the thing about vehicles. They won't start up unless it's in park or neutral.
Yeah, for good
Mine's
reason.
in drive.
People flying into the next thing they see.
Luckily, I know because it was an older vehicle, I could start with a screwdriver by jumping the starter.
There you go.
So I called AAA. I was like, yeah, I need a tow. Well, like, all right, yeah. I wait in my truck in the cold, not running because I can't get it to start unless I do the thing.
Yeah.
For over an hour, waiting for this guy to come. From a tow truck in Marlboro coming to a house in Marlboro.
And you're miserable already, so
couldn't hang out with my friends. I'm sitting here in the cold listening to Irish music.
Brutal.
It's the night I found Seven Drunken Nights. Great song.
Silver lining.
The guy gets there and goes, so what's the issue? I was like, I either need to get towed over, like just over here, or if you can just push me off the road because they have like the big rubber bumpers they can push things.
Yeah, just push you in.
And he just goes, why don't you just keep driving forward? I'm like, it's stuck. He's like,
I would not have called you.
He's like, it looks like you can just keep going. I was like, I'm stuck. I was like, just push me forward a little bit. He goes, well, how? It's stuck in drive? I go, yeah. He goes, you can't start it then. I was like, look, it started. Push me, please. Push me forward.
It's like the opposite of like the fucking tech call. It's like, I know more than you. Just do the thing I need you to do.
There's a reason I fix things and don't just tow the things that are broken.
Yeah. You're only here because it's my last resort. Cut my life into pieces right now.
And he pushed me forward. He left. Luckily, AAA, so I didn't get charged for anything.
Sick.
But and I had to get the new part, replace it. Luckily, I had done it before in another truck.
Damn.
The day I get it fixed, everything froze up again. Pulled out, no problem. Because I was like, all right, it's fixed. All right, time to go. I was like, hopefully I can get out of this. Put it in reverse. Just drove out like I was driving on a regular road.
Oh, my God.
You son of a bitch.
The worst. But you could have left the cone out all night, though. It would have been fucking someone.
Yeah, I was going to the Cape the next day.
Oh, of course.
For the tree burn, because it was New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Oh,
what did you do?
Just the right time, the right kind of stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll never forget that.
How could you?
So that's my today I fucked up stuff.
I wish I went first. You're so much better. That's a little more succinct. But you were.
I can do a second one. If you
No. You were involved with this story, but like I said, I wanted to get it on the record. So going to a party at my ex-girlfriend's house. They're having a house party kind of thing. Me and Dominic are going to the party. He's the only person that I'm friends with besides her. I might have met people in passing or whatever. Acquaintances at the very best. We go to that party. We're doing party down mode. We're having fun, doing some stuff.
Wouldn't recommend it.
And the night's getting on in hours, and there's more people there. And of course, I'm doing the usual party thing of like, we're having fun, whatever. But unlike a lot of parties you go to with like your dude friends, where it's usually a bunch of friends and then their girlfriends, this is a girl party. So like, I'm not only the guys are outnumbered, it's also
the ratio was off.
The ratio was off, which I appreciate. Which is there's more women than men, but it's also dicey because there's a lot of gay people there. So it was like you don't want to be poking at the wrong tree.
Yeah, Jeff showed up.
No, you don't want to be prodding at the wrong horse kind of thing because, like, I mean, I know no one really cares, but at a party, I am already in danger as one of the only guys there being, like, the creepy guy, like, trying to hit on somebody because, like, not only is it all, like, a majority of women here, if it's a majority of gay women and you start hitting on people, it's like, of course, this piece of shit shows up. Like, you're already the enemy. You got to be in forgiveness mode right away. And it's not blaming anybody involved. It's just how the party details go down. I'm trying to be like, oh, yeah, it's all good. So I'm of course, getting drunk as fuck, planning on staying over, brought the air mattress, whatever. And I lose Dom. I don't know where the fuck he went. He's gone.
That could be its own today I fucked up story for why I wasn't there.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna add the detail into the story. You can elaborate if you want, but I lose him, and I'm like, well, obviously he would tell me if anything was awry, but he has been gone for some time. And it was a cold night. It was like a winter.
It was
thing.
February.
February. Okay, so yeah, it's very very cold. So it's not like chilling outside time, and the night's going on, and people start leaving. Now it's a more intimate party. Now it's whoever's left behind, and I'm already planning on staying over, so I'm staying anyway. And so I'm left with a smaller number of people, and there's one lady who's been there the whole night. Very attractive. Got introduced earlier to her. Kind of intimidating. Not like intimidating, attractive. Like, oh, I'm so hot and pretty. Intimidating, like she'll tell you to like go fuck yourself. Kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
Where, like, she's hot, but she's just like yeah.
A bitch. Say it.
Yeah. Well, she's a bitch. But that has nothing to do with what happened to me. But like she was that kind of intimidating. It was not intimidating, like not like standoffish, like oh wow she's so hot, It was more intimidating where it's like when I talked to her or whatever, she would be like I'm on notice already. But so
red notice.
So I'm on red notice. Yeah, I think she might have been on red notice too if the story keeps going. So the night rolls on, and of course. I come to find out the reason why Dominic's gone is because he's been in his truck. He's been asleep in the February winter winds.
I happen to have a comforter in my truck.
Do you want to fill in this part of the story so it makes sense in the meantime?
I went outside. I get hot very easily. It was hot inside the house. I went outside to cool down, called my friend. We ended up talking for like an hour and a half. Yeah. I went to go back into the house. It was now like 3 a.m. Doors locked. Instead of being like, hey, Joe, can you let me in? I was like, I have my keys. I have a blanket in my car. I'm just going to go sleep in my truck.
I don't get the couch. I don't want to go inside. Insane.
So that's where I was. Joe even I texted him like 3:30. I was like, hey, I got locked out. But don't worry, I'm sleeping in my truck. I'm fine. And you called me like, you want me to let you in? I was like, no, I'm good.
Okay. So I wasn't trying to fuck him over. I was like trying to let him. I was like, no, I'm good out of here. Which I could have used your help, damage control, when I got in there. Because the rest of my night was ill-advised. So... I remember like, drips and drabs, people say. Like, I was very drunk to the point where I was like not really maintaining myself. Well, I'm not the drunk guy where I'm like, causing problems. Like, it's kind of getting late in the night. People are slinking off. The hosts of the party have gone to bed. Like, it's just the guests now in the house.
Breaking the number one rule of hosting a party.
Of course it is. You gotta be the last one away. And I don't think they just went to bed. I think they went to bed to have fun. So it was like they're not coming out to talk to anybody. And they're having discussions. Earlier in the night, they had a very serious discussion that involved me and Dominic for some reason, which I was not comfortable with at all. I'm like, we didn't do anything wrong. We're already.
I was not aware of that.
We're already the straight guys here in big trouble for being this, and now we're that. The details, you'll get why later. But so I find myself at a table alone with this girl who I was talking about earlier, who I thought was very attractive, but she's intimidating. And her friend is like off, fucking yippee yapping, whatever. And you can kind of tell she's kind of chilling, but she's kind of also in like it's late in the night mode. Like, are we gonna leave here, or are things gonna? We'll see how this this goes for us. And I'm listening to her talking about her stories and this and that. And I mean, in my mind, I'm like they're like actively being like, oh yeah, doing the trying to be charming, being like, oh, I can't believe this, that. But I probably more like this. It was like like I probably looked drunk as shit because I remember like slurring my words and
always do.
I was doing like the double vision, trying to like focus and being like, just try to maintain for 5 fucking minutes, dude. And I'm not saying I'm gonna hook up with her, but like at least give a good impression. Yeah. And then we're getting through the conversation. I don't even remember what she said. She just said something and then left it open. And I was like, yeah, And she was like, yeah, And I was like, yeah, you know how it is. And she was like, what'd you say? And I was like, oh, no, I'm just saying, like, the thing you said, whatever it is. And she was like, what's my name? And I was like, stood up, turned away, never looked at me again, just grilled me, stood up, walked away. Hey, we're leaving. And her and her friend got out right away. That moment, we're fucking out of here. And as drunk as I was, never have I sobered up faster than that. Maybe like, oh, wow, I really swinging a minute. Like, bad. All I had to do was just maintain and just kind of stay in the pocket. And I was in the stands, and I was trying to get a first down, and I was getting concession stay. Like, it wasn't even close. It was like, what are you doing, man?
You didn't even have a ticket.
It's the fourth quarter. You're scalping tickets in the parking lot. This is not where you need to be. And she might have asked me, like, are you even supposed to be here right now? Who the fuck even are you? Like, she didn't say that, but she was like, she was being, what's my name? And I was like, in my house, like, I have no fucking idea what your name is. You're that hot girl.
She's like, What are you doing here? Yeah, you know.
You know.
What you said.
And again, I remember
Why
the
am
part.
I here?
I remember the part where my blood ran cold and my brain turned on. To remember that moment. What she asked me, couldn't tell you before
No
that.
idea.
She just knew at that moment. She goes, "This guy's so drunk, but he doesn't remember my name," and she was correct. But jokes on her. I ended up hanging out with her larger friend who wasn't as attractive, and we did drugs and we slept in the same bed together that night. So really fucked up. Still me, because in some weird celestial way, that wrote the story for my next 10 plus years of my life. And then here I am now, still forgetting the name and hanging out with the friend.
I mean, hey, I've forgotten names when significantly, or for not even nearly as drunk.
Wow. Yeah, but I was, oof,
Yeah,
boy.
that's... Whew.
I stayed up probably 2 hours after that. It's probably when I called Dom. But the night did not end there, and it should have.
I was going to say, I was like, how come I only know the forgetting her name part? How come I don't know this whole story? Because I wasn't in the house at that point. I was in my truck.
Yep. So that's...
in the back seat with the heat on, watching Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Netflix on my phone.
So there we go. We fucked up.
That is fantastic. And I'll add the last little bit of my part of that story where
Sure.
I slept in my truck because the door was locked. I woke up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
And this is not like a year ago. This is like long. This is like when me and Don first started
6 years
hanging out
ago.
like pretty frequently. Yeah.
At
At least. I mean, it must have been like when I just moved to Rhode Island. It was like pretty early on. To that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was probably like freshly 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up in my truck like 6 a.m., freezing, put on like 2 sweatshirts, wrapped back up, fell back asleep, woke up at like 9. I was like, all right, great. I got out. I was like, let me go get my stuff out of the house. Door's locked. So I called Jessie. I was like, hey, can you let me in? She goes, we're at breakfast. I didn't get my bag out of there till like 3 weeks later. When I did get there, the sick Super Saiyan 3 Goku sweatshirt I had, gone.
Oh, brutal.
So keep that in mind also. I went outside in a t-shirt. I had a sweatshirt in the house.
That's how hot you were.
Yeah, that was a wild night. Yeah, that is.
Hard to forget, even though my
Wow,
brain's
you
right.
picked one that we both could have done it today. I fucked up story off of.
Yeah. So there you go. So I thought I'd wrap the episode up with a couple of videos that today I fucked up, and then we'll do our final toast here. And I do need to make the screen big for this so people can hear it and
Make
see
it
it.
larger.
And this is my favorite one, because this one is just, it shows like the story I just told is my fault. The story that Dom told is his fault. Like you fucked
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
It could have been avoided. You know, now you know. You live and learn. Like the whole story we've been telling tonight. Don't eat so many Tic Tacs. They do have calories. You know, that kind of thing. But this one is not this person's fault. This is definitely an accident, but it caused so many problems. This accident did, and I think we've all been here too. This is a clip. We'll describe it for the audio listeners. It's someone walking down a staircase. This is closed circuit television, security cam video of a person. We'll tell you what happens after it happens, but I want Dom to see it raw. So here we go. So
Somebody call 911.
So a gentleman trips down the last stair on a staircase. He tries to catch himself by grabbing the wall and inadvertently grabs the fire alarm, which not only sets off the alarm, but closes all the fire doors, and he looks like so confused of what's happening. Just the worst time.
The worst of both worlds.
I mean, this poor
It's
motherfucker.
insane.
He
I
didn't
want to know
mean
what
to do
kind of
any of
building
this.
that was, where the doors were like, all right, we got to block out.
It
Like,
must
this
have been
clearly,
like
a hospital or something.
Yeah, like a college dorm. It's some kind of like modern building, because like it's like the fire door, but like it was so
It
funny.
was immediate.
And
Wham,
you can tell it was
shut.
not on purpose at all. Last step, just trips, puts his hand up, and the one place he grabs is the fire alarm.
Off immediately.
And no one's gonna believe you. Thank God the video's there to prove like, hey, I didn't mean to do it. But that's just so funny. The poor guy just trips and then just boom, fire alarm. And not just the sound, the doors slam. I would start panicking so fast.
I would freak the crap out if that were me.
My heart would be racing. That is just something else.
Oh my god, it's terrifying. I mean, that's literally worst case scenario.
Oh yeah, and it got he was kind of sleepy, or I don't know if he was drunk or whatever. But like this guy had no idea this was going to happen, and it just changed his whole night immediately.
Oh, I tripped down the stairs and I hit the fire alarm. No, I tripped down the stairs. Oh, that sucks. What else happened?
Yeah. Well, you're explaining it like,
And
did you pull
then-
the fire alarm? It's like, I did, but I have an excuse. I tripped.
I have Stratego.
Sure, you tripped and pulled the fire alarm. Yeah, likely story. Thank God the camera was there, not only to absolve him of his sins, but also so we could watch it right now. That's fucking hilarious. Not really otherwise. This other one is a lot more avoidable. Not a mistake at all, but today I fucked up. And there's a lot of nuance to this. I think we should watch it twice just so that we can break it down a little bit, but it's only 30 seconds, so I think we got the time for it. And it goes
down
along
now,
something like this.
Like this.
Good morning, good evening.
I should set you up. It's a guy in his kitchen. He's looking at his camera, and he's about to teach some people a YouTube video. Maybe, how to cook something. He looks like kind of like an Italian guy. Maybe how to cook a meatball. Maybe some kitchen tips. Maybe he's just giving you life tips. But it's clearly he's setting it up, trying to be a YouTuber in his kitchen. And here we go.
Good afternoon, wherever you may be. Well, same day, same time.
Struggling already.
This is not to scale, of course. When I grew up, the
He's holding a
solar
pumpkin.
system was stationary.
All right, honey, come on.
The sun was standing.
Bullshit.
I
His wife just went by.
You can give me like 5 minutes.
No, you've had it all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry. Time to stop in the house.
And he stops the video. This is a man defeated. This is a defeated man.
And my favorite thing about every time there's a video like this, he still uploaded it.
Of course, yeah. You should. I'm glad you did because we get to see it. But now we can break it down a little bit before we play it again. This man is in his kitchen. He's holding a pumpkin and putting his hand. He's trying to be a science teacher. When I was a kid, the solar system was stationary. Not true. You're not 300 years old, so that's not true objectively. I don't know what your daddy taught you. I don't know what's going on in your life. But his wife is so fucking tired of this. She's actively ruining his video, walking by. Enough of this shit. You fucking idiot.
You fucking idiot.
And this
that
guy's-
was a nice touch.
This guy's so defeated. He goes, "Can I just get 5 minutes?" And she goes, "No." She's like, "No." He's been waiting all week just for this one video, this one little moment of his life. This is him mowing his lawn, by the way. He's trying to do a flat Earth video. This is what it is. He's going to do a flat Earth video. He doesn't get 30 seconds in before his wife tells him to shut it off. And you can see his wet bar behind him and his nice kitchen. I mean, he looks like a grandfather, maybe. I mean, he is
Oh yeah,
Italian.
he's
He's got white
he's
hair.
at least 55.
Yeah. And when he says, "Come on, honey, let's go," and it sounds like a little kid, I think it's like his grandkid, whatever. They're going to church, whatever it is. But holy shit, is it funny? This guy, he's been watching a lot of YouTube videos, too many.
A lot of YouTube.
And he wants to make his own, and he has a pumpkin. He's going to teach us about the flat Earth, which again is so funny because I've done videos like this where I've watched stuff online. I think I can teach people about it. The difference is I have a little bit of evidence to back mine up. And his wife is tired of it, and I don't have a wife to stop me. So we'll watch it one more time.
Yeah, but you also know that when you were alive, the solar system wasn't stationary.
It was stationary as he wraps his hand around it. Like, he doesn't even know what he's
Let's not
describing.
forget the spot. Let's not forget the part where he says, "No, this isn't to scale."
This isn't to scale, obviously. Yeah, we know.
Clearly, the pumpkin was supposed to be the sun. I think is what he was getting.
Yeah,
at
I think
there.
the pumpkin's the sun. It's not the scale. Now you're worried about science? You're worried about scale? Worry about the scale after you have the basic concepts in your head. We'll go from there.
Ugh.
Holy shit. One more time with him. He sets up.
Good morning, good
Nike,
evening.
his
good
Nike fleece, his built-in microwave. I mean, this guy is a family
Yep.
man, whether he likes it or not. He does
The
not.
cabinets are from the 70s still.
Yeah, at this point, he's not a big fan. I think this is a defeated man. This man has not got to mow a lawn in years. This is his lawn, and
This is an Anaconda.
his bitch of a wife, who's intelligent and reasonable, will not let him do this bullshit for 5 minutes. Not even 5. The video is it's 49 seconds from soup to nuts, and he can't get a word out. She goes, "This is bullshit."
Afternoon, wherever you may be.
Wherever you may be.
Well, same day.
He's writing the details. He's not scripted this at all. Good
up.
afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. Oh, same day. Yeah. Do you know about days? The sun and the earth spins around. Okay?
Unless you're in Australia, maybe it's a different day for you.
He doesn't know. Look at his eyebrows. He's already so not confident in this. And I think he's already not confident in making a YouTube video, but the fact that he knows his bitch of a wife, who is justified in the story, I'm on her side. She is already grilling him with her side eye. He's already so not confident. He's
awful.
He's so scared to be doing this. And the last thing he needs is her to fuck up his dumb bullshit sermon he's about to have right here. And she gets it. He's picking up the
This
pumpkin
is not
now.
to scale, of course.
Of course. No.
When I grew up, the solar system was stationary.
His hands circling the pumpkin.
The sun was
There's a little
standing.
kid in there.
Would you stop this bullshit?
You stop this bullshit.
And he goes, and look at him looking at the camera, so defeated.
He's just
looking
like,
he's looking at his viewers. He's like, can you somebody help me?
You getting this camera guy?
Yeah. You think he'd be looking at it being like, can you believe this bitch? He's looking at like, oh, someone please help me. It's like he's in a hostage situation. He's like, he looks sad, not angry. He looks sad and defeated.
Facing defeat.
He's facing defeat.
Oh.
It almost makes me feel bad for his stupid ass because he wants his 5 seconds of talking shit to the internet, and his wife just won't let him have it. And here he goes for the rest of it. Oh yeah, so we'll play it again so you can hear.
She calls him an idiot
under her breath. Got nice hair though, I'll give him that.
Oh yeah,
nice Italian
that
coif.
slicks back real nice.
Oh yeah. Now he's looking to the side and he's realizing this video might not turn out the way he thought it would. He's got about 9 seconds left here.
Can you give me like 5 minutes?
No, you've had it all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry. And I'm trying to start cleaning the house.
So he is stupid intellectually, but he's smart emotionally, where he's like, it's not worth the battle. Time to shut the camera off and go to fucking flea market with your granddaughter or whatever you gotta do. And you know, the whole time he's thinking about the flat earth, and his bitch wife is being like, can you spend time with your granddaughter, please? We can actually live our life together. And he's like, I just want 5 minutes just to believe in my internet bullshit.
Just give me 5 fucking minutes.
Come on. And she's
also,
like,
dude,
no.
maybe don't do it in the kitchen, like the most communal area in the entire house.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that if he went and secluded himself to his man cave, I'm kidding. I meant her art studio. He might be able to have a little more peace and quiet for a second before she bangs on the door and she goes, what are you doing? We're going to the flea market. Like this guy, this is his seclusion. He has to be in the same room as the family. That's just his moment with the cameras on, and he just can't even get that. So even though I disagree with this guy vehemently, he's spreading dumb ideas, and he's dumb, and he's a fucking idiot. Yeah, I do feel for him a little bit because he's just trying to get a little moment of solace, and he will not get it here. And
but he had all morning.
He had all morning. He had by the way, no, he didn't. I'm sure he didn't.
No.
If he had all morning, we would have got more than this. he didn't have all morning. She's the boss. He's the bitch. You know. But you know what? It's probably for the best because if he was running the whole house and he thinks the earth is flat and the pumpkin is not to scale, it might not be. The mortgage might be upside down by now, so it might be a better thing for him. He figured out his lot in life. He's a dumb guy married to a smart woman who doesn't want him to express himself. That's that happens to a lot of couples. Never happened to
maybe
me.
if she didn't tell him he was an idiot so often, he wouldn't be trying to make a science series on YouTube.
Yeah, I want to hear her response video. Let him do the whole video, and then you respond to him. It's discourse. America's built on free speech. You need to let this guy talk, even if he is talking
her
absolute
YouTube channel
shit.
has 3 times the subscribers.
It's just her filming himself. I would watch that channel.
Look at this fucking idiot.
All his outtakes.
To do this.
Just all morning. Hers is one unedited clip, and his is like 5 videos. He's like, wait till I get the gourd out. I get the pumpkin, I get the apple.
Now the gourd is not to scale.
Oh my gourd. All right, well, that'll do it for Today I Fucked Up, but not before we do the end of Toilet Wine on the other side of this. Briggity break. Can I just get 5 minutes, Dom?
No, you had all morning.
Just come on.
Cut it now, you piece of shit.
All right.
you thought we were over. We've only just begun. Because Toilet Wine ends the same way every time. You can't just stop an episode of Toilet Wine. You have to end it. And the only way to end it is by doing a toast. Because this podcast is all about drinking hooch, baby.
And logos and Reddit stories.
Daredevils and the Chupacabra
Trains.
and all sorts of stuff.
We like to have fun.
Trains.
What are you going to do? Hope you had fun, too.
We always end this by doing a toast to something. So we raise our glasses. We encourage you at home to drink along. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It's just highly recommended.
Yeah, we've had a person drink a shot of water on here before. It's all good.
It happens. And we all fuck up. A lot of times it makes great stories. Not always, but here's to the times that fucking up make great stories.
Cheers to that.
This was a great episode. I'm so happy that you thought up this idea.
It's a fun one.
Reddit's always good for a lot of different things, but apparently Bing's better. And
good night, folks.
With that, thanks for drinking our toilet wine. Good old piano man himself.
If you say goodbye to me tonight because I'm dead.
Crazy. Oh, you're here to fuck my wife. I'll be right over here.
Take a nap. Today I fucked up by telling my roommate to drop his Japanese fetish. We all been there. You gotta grow out of that.
You gotta drop that fetish like a bomb falling on Nagasaki.
Clip that. So I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with the fruit adventure flavor of Tic Tacs. I still haven't kicked the old flower hat.
I don't think you're going to.
I was flowering while showering every day. Living my best life.
Some people mow their lawn 3 times a week. I put a flower on my head when I shower.
I flower while I shower.
T-shirt.
Like, you don't Google
I was going to say, that reminded me being in 4th grade going to bigboobs.com.
Too long didn't read. Paranoid schizophrenic boyfriend did not appreciate me insinuating that he has demons. He's got a cute girl in the shower with him. She's feeling aroused by the conditioner. He's like, let me just get my flower.
Yeah, one quick. We got some protection.